Okay, hi everybody, nice to meet you. My name is Francesca Carta, and I'm a philosopher, but for years I've been the product owner of an internal developer platform used by hundreds of developers. Today I'm a delivery manager, and I help organizations in implementing and adopting platform inside their organization. And here with me it's Nicolò.
Nice to meet you all. I'm Nick, a colleague from Francesca. I'm a writer, I work in marketing. So basically, my job in the last 6 years or so has been writing content that can help organizations through their platform journey of adoption and scaling IDPs.
Yeah, Nicolò and I are long-time friends, but this is our first time on such a stage, so thank you all in advance for your support and patience through this talk. Okay, let's start. The title of our talk is Platform Engineering is Not About Tech. So I guess you are all wondering, what are we doing at a tech conference today? We are here today because we would like to shift focus from technology. According to some recent studies, by 2025, 17% of platforms will fail to achieve the expected result. And we see a lot of platforms during this year, and we don't want that happen. We don't want a platform to fail, and we would like to share with you why this is going to happen. But before we begin, I'd like to hear from you what you heard about internal developer platforms. So just 1 second, please raise your hand if you know what an internal developer platform is or you ever used one. Okay, perfect. And who among you knows what platform engineering is? Okay. And just the last one, raise your hand if you're actually a platform engineer. Okay, then I'll give you your CD for our company. No, okay, it's a joke. Thank you for sharing this with us. I know that most of you are technical, but we would like to start once again by focusing on what for us is the goal of platform engineering, and from then see why we don't want our platform to fail. So what is platform engineering, and what are platforms? We can see a software organization consists of different engineering teams, different developer teams that create application. Often, and most of the time, these different developer teams share commonalities, like, for example, life cycle or infrastructure, processes or configuration. All these brought together can be a platform. In fact, a platform can see as a common place where people share values. This is, for us, the goal of a platform. A common place where people share value. But if a platform is this, so a common place where people share value, what is platform engineering? Platform engineering has the goal to take care of this common space and make this common space always rich of capabilities and used by software developers in our company. So the goal, one of the activity of platform engineering is implement reusable tools and self-service capabilities with automated infrastructure operation, improving the developer experience and productivity. But we want to go a little more deeper on what's the goal of platform engineering. I would like to share with you an image that for us really give us like the idea of what platform engineering can bring inside a company, like the kind of transformation that we would like to bring. The goal is to have self-service developer that can create their code and deploy it and monitoring, all do it by itself. We think that the goal with platform engineering, the goal is not to eliminate the dependency, but it's to solve the dependency. So it's like the goal is to facilitating the different team, different people, different ways of people work and create this common space. We can summarize for us the goal of platform engineering that is a frictionless, self-service developer experience that offers the right capabilities to enable developers and others to produce valuable software with as little overhead as possible. So the goal is like the image that I showed you before. This, for us, is the real radical shift that platform engineering brings together. But so why, in the future, 70% of platform will fail to achieve the outcomes that we would like to achieve? We think that is because all the fuss around platform engineering and maybe all the focusing is only about which technologies to adopt. So typically, a discussion about platform engineering is which tool I have to use, like, for example, for my pipeline for automated this kind of process I have in my company. And this is typically the phase of a platform engineer that has to choose the right tool for achieve this goal. We think that choosing the right tool is very important. We don't want to underestimate it, but we think that the tool is not well, the platform will fail because we are missing an important piece of everything. You probably know it. I don't know. The Conway law is one of the software most famous laws of computer science, and Conway law states any organization that designs a system will produce a design whose structure is a copy of the organization communication structure. Essentially, Conway law is the observation that the architecture of software system looks very similar today to the organization. So the organization and the architecture will have the same constraint. If we can use Conway law and look it from another perspective, and we can also use Conway law having this in mind, that if we have an architecture target in our mind, we can change only the technology, but we should work also on the organization side to make this technology adapting to our organization, because otherwise there will always be some organizational lack that cannot permit to our platform to work efficiently. So the first lesson that I would like to give you to take away is that every technological change involves an organizational change, and so technology and organization must go together. Now I would like to share with you our advice to how to implement a successful platform.
But before success come mistakes. So I don't want to be the buzz killer, but we've seen and we've had our fair share of failures as well in these years, honestly. And so what we tried to do is collect and look in retrospective at the experiences we had, the market stories we've seen, and understand where really are the failure points most common in platforms. And we highlighted 8 common cases or points of attention we want to highlight. 8 is a lot. I assure you, we also see some success cases, and we will arrive to that later on. But first, we focus on the hard part, where we may find the challenge, the real struggles. So the first pitfall, actually pretty common and I think pretty understandable, especially in the very early phases of building an IDP, is that there may be not a very clear mission for the platform team, the platform initiative. There may be the idea of a need that something must be done to improve developer experience, to streamline things, that simply continuing as it is not sustainable. But what exactly is the goal? What is the scope? What are the metrics? What is the budget? What will be the maintenance cost? A lot of these aspects may be not so clear in the beginning. And the platform's team starting with a fuzzy mission, well, I think you can understand alone how this may roll out. Second common situation we see is that many times there is a lack of political capital, let me say, from the platform team, especially in enterprise organizations. The platform team may be a newly assembled team, a team that comprises maybe new hires, that has not achieved anything yet, so has not, let me say, a strong reputation and capital to spend to get the attention, the buy-in, and the commitment from top-level executives, to have also the mandate for the organization to be helping, committing, testing, using the platform. And so this means it's an uphill road, and there's a lot of work to do for the platform team to convince other teams to join, etc. The third common pitfall is that the platform does not match in the end. You build it, and it looks great, but it does not match the developer expectations. And these actually may be two different orders of problems. It may be, let me say, a product design problem where you did not analyze well enough, you did not involve developers in the process of understanding the needs, really listening to what they're after. But it may be also a communication problem. So you were not effective in sharing with the rest of your organization what your platform is about, what is the initial scope, what is the progression, and so maybe generate unmatched expectations, false expectations on what they may get from your platform on day one. Another common point can be internal competition. Let's be fair, in engineering teams, we tend to think that we know better how to do it, that our team is the best suited for the job, or maybe simply that some things we prefer to do it our own way. But even if it's not a matter, let me say, of aggressive competition or bad faith, it may happen, actually we see this happen a lot, especially in enterprise scenarios, that different teams work in parallel to build the different developer tools, maybe covering different aspects on security, on CI/CD, and so on and so forth. And these developer tools may easily overlap in scope sometimes. And so from there starts some competition and confusion and concurrence. Another point is the balance of trade-offs. One trade-off surely is between freedom of choices and standardization and governance. But another, probably most important trade-off is between continuously innovating and answering the ever-long backlog list of requirements developers hopefully ask you to fulfill, versus having a stable product that is actually capable of scaling the delivery of business value, and let me say can reach the so-called internal product market fit at right point. Often subestimated maintenance costs. We'll see this a little bit later, but in a dynamic scenario such as cloud-native development, cloud-native technologies, avoiding our current platform to become tomorrow's legacy comes at a high cost. And these may not always be sustainable by organizations, teams, or companies whose end business in the end is not platform engineering. And here we arrive to the two things that I think can really kill our platform. First is the lack of internal communication skills, which are needed to build consensus around the platform, to make understand the value of the platform, to get people to actually try it, use it, love it, to make understand the people that they are empowered by your platform to achieve greater outcomes, and so they can set their ambitions higher because of your platform. You're not putting a constraint to them. And the last is the hidden cost of change management. When you launch a platform and you want to scale a platform, you are saying that you are disrupting the way people do their jobs every day. You want to change, sometimes in a radical way, sometimes it's more light, but you want to change people's habits. And changing people's habits is one of the hardest things to do, because people build habits for good reasons. So this is typically not the talent, the skill, the preparation of a platform engineering team, the focus on change management. So in the end, I think all these issues are pretty understandable. I don't know if any of you has encountered these along his road. I hope you could overcome them easily. But I think they're pretty understandable, especially if we look at our platform teams. Typically, our platform teams are great engineering teams, are very good at building great software that works, very good at managing the latest technologies, very good at delivering value in that sense, but they are not always as talented, skilled, and experienced in some other capabilities that are essential to the launch of every digital product in the end. So I'm speaking about digital product management, about UX and UI analysis and design, about marketing and communication skills. So here comes a famous Reddit thread. We've spent months building this platform. Devs hate it. Help me understand why. We can desume, I don't know if you're familiar with the conversation, which is long and funny and full of insights, that a number of things have gone wrong in this situation, but I think it summarizes pretty well the different sets of challenges we've seen early. And I guess what we can say in the end is that even if we as platform engineers, members of a platform team, are strongly focused on our platform, dedicating a lot of attention on something that we truly believe will help our peers, our colleagues, will improve their everyday life, the rest of the world is not so concerned with our platform. Maybe nobody cares is a little bit extreme, but it definitely is not their focus and their goal. So to make them care, you want to put yourself in a position where you are having an open conversation with them and making understand how you are enabling better outcomes for them. So you want to make your platform lovable. And this is not so much about building it, it's about making it adopted at scale, and used. And as Francesca was saying, adoption at scale cannot be considered a technology problem simply. It is an organization problem, is a people problem. Understood this, so where do we go from here? Success stories. Probably, maybe you lost hope this part was coming, but we also see platform success stories a lot, honestly, and it's great because the value provided when platforms succeed, for me, is astonishing. So we want to share a couple stories with you. We selected 3 different examples from 3 very different organizations that adopted very different approach with some commonalities. So I hope this can relate with all of you somehow, if you're a small team, a larger team, small startup, larger corporation. So let's go with the first one. The first story I want to share is about a small company, a digital native startup. The engineering organization is something around 40, 45 people. And they used an approach I think probably all of you are very familiar of, which is the minimum viable product or minimum viable platform in this case. The essence of this approach, as you know, is you don't aim at covering the entirety of the business cases. You focus with a Pareto-efficient approach on selecting the #1 priority in terms of urgency, value provided, and feasibility that can help deliver business value to the organization. And even if there were a small engineering organization, they focused in particular on the needs of 2 teams that needed to work together. One team was an engineering team realizing a data product, the customer single view, so an entity of the domain. And the second was a team needing to consume this project for the B2C private area of their energy portal. So focusing on these 2 specific needs, so what they needed to develop their business applications, but especially what did, let me say, the second team need to consume effectively the capabilities provided by the other team. With this focus on collaboration, they were able to have a very effective first implementation of the platform, and then it scaled quickly to the rest of the organization. So they had this focus on collaboration. Second is a story I want to share is a completely different story. A global manufacturer based in US, bases in North and Latin America, Europe, Asia, Pacific, some hundreds of developers. And the initiative of building an internal platform is a strategic pillar of the multi-year industrial plan of the organization. So very different scenario. I don't believe just because you have political capital, commitment, mandate, you can impose a tool to hundreds or thousands of developers by brute force and top-down. What really strikes me in this initiative that a large part of their focus and investment has been in building a knowledge base and training paths and ways for the distributed organization to feel that they are an active part of the project of building this platform and understanding the value this platform is providing along the way and how is incrementally growing and improving over time. So basically, they're doing internal marketing and internal education and training and a lot of, let me say, user focus groups and user feedback on the development of the platform. And this is the most relevant voice of cost for the initiative. So it's not the engineering cost. Okay? And it's rolling out pretty well. And the third is a strange approach. We gave it this name, build your first platform, then throw it away, which may seem kind of stupid maybe when you read it. But in our experience, it's something that happens in real life and actually has a sense in real life. In this case, this is the story of a multinational system integrator, very large, that at some point realized they had built over years, different customers, different situations, a set of capabilities, shareable or almost shareable, almost reusable, that they could start to evolve and package together and consider as the foundation of a platform. And in the end, the story takes an unexpected shift. So they decided to throw away what they had and adopt a new platform. And this, as I was saying, it may look kind of nonsense. But actually, I think if we are honest, we must say that this space, platform engineering as a discipline, is relatively new. The talent, the real experience, the independent research and market analysis, etc., are all still scarce with respect to other markets that are more mature, commoditized, experienced. And so during the journey itself may help to make better emerge the needs, better understand what the value and the scope may be for, but there is another focus, and we saw that earlier, and is the maintainability of your platform. And I think this is explained very well by the team topologies book from Python Skeleton. You want your platform to be maintainable in the long term because the platform is not your business. So to keep it as thin as possible, you may have different options. And one option, it may be we stick to the core and we try not to overbuild and continue including features, but just keep it to the essence. But a different road may be, as technologies evolve and standardize and commoditize, that you may decide to cut some things that you have in your platform, to outsource some other things, and to focus on new parts that, in this historical moment, provide the greatest business value for you. So rule of thumb, in a sense, that a question that can help us take this kind of choice is, the capabilities I'm building in my platform, do they provide unique business value for my company? Or are they maybe a generalized situation, actually pretty well known in the market? So maybe I can somehow leverage existing technologies to cope with these, and I can move up the value ladder and focus on the parts that are more peculiar and more distinctive and can really build my competitive advantage.
So I think that Nicolò gives us hope. It's possible to build a platform. It's possible to make it last over time. So we would like to summarize just a few concepts that we will really like that you will take away from this talk. But first of all, we would like to thank you, all the community and all the people that continue to produce material and that helps everybody to create platform and to better understand what they are, what they need, and what they do. And these are some of the articles on other stuff that we use for preparing this talk. And so we would like to thank you, the community. And now, I just want also to say that maybe now that we just like hit the tip of the iceberg, because from now on we would like to share with you a lot of other suggestions. Like, for example, why you should think your platform as a product, or what is the developer experience of the people which you are building your platform, and so many stuff. Now there are a lot of questions that needs to be solved, but this is not we don't have the time, and this is not the place. Maybe the next talk. And so what are our takeaways? The first is that the goal of platform engineering is to provide a better self-service developer experience. Always remember which is your goal and who is your target, are the developer and their developer experience. And the second one is that technology and organization are closely connected, so always think of the both sides of the medal. And the third one is that change people habits is actually one of the most challenging tasks. Don't think that is easy. You have to talk with your people, connected with them. In fact, the first point is that most platforms fail due to collaboration issue. We really think that the key to make your platform last in the time is collaboration and talk with your people, know them, and in the final, is not beating the platform, like Nicolò was said before. Don't love your platform, but love your people and ensure that the people love your platform. Thank you.